Thank you for joining us on this Friday. Right now, Helene has been downgraded to a tropical storm, but we're starting to see some impacts move into the natural state. Meteorologist Simone Thomas in to tell us what that may mean for like Friday night football. We've got events all weekend long.
Well, the good news is throughout the morning with each update, we've been seeing Helene weakening. If you were with us this morning at Wake Up Central, the 4 o'clock update, Helene was still a hurricane. By 7 down to a tropical storm with 60-mile-an-hour sustained winds. Now at this 11 o'clock or 10 o'clock update, we are down to 45-mile-an-hour sustained winds. Winds are still gusting up to 70, but we are still maintaining tropical storm strength. Now here's a look at Helene. You see the rainfall from Tropical Storm Helene expanding across numerous states across the southeast and mid-south, but we're starting to see some of that rain coverage slipping into northeastern Arkansas, and that'll continue pushing west through the day. But here's a look at where Helene is going through the evening. Likely going to be a tropical depression by the end of the night. By tomorrow, still a weak tropical depression, but by Sunday it's going to be a remnant low. So through the weekend we could still see some opportunity for rain, but today is going to be that best day for rain coverage associated with Helene. You see that rain coverage going to be best seen across northeast Arkansas into central Arkansas. We could still see some scattered coverage. That's going to start to fill in as we get into the afternoon. Right now, we are still seeing a few streaks of sunshine across portions of the metro, mainly headed west. As we continue through the afternoon, more of those clouds building, more of the rain moving in, temperatures holding on to the middle 70s. We'll talk through what this evening looks like, what that can mean for your Friday night football, and a preview at the weekend ahead in your 7-day outlook.
And as Simone has mentioned, Helene now downgraded to a tropical storm, but only after leaving significant damage to parts of the coast. Tom Hansen takes you through it and sharing where we stand right now.
A giant tree into an apartment building in Tallahassee and boats in the front yards in Treasure Island. Daylight revealed scenes of utter destruction along Florida's Gulf Coast.
The early reports we've received is that the damage in those counties that were really in the eye of the storm has exceeded the damage of Idalia and Debbie combined.
Helene is the third hurricane to hit the Big Bend region in the last 13 months. It came ashore as a Category 4 storm with winds up to 140 miles an hour and storm surge up to 20 feet. Its outer bands nearly swallowed up these cars driving along a bridge in Tampa. Authorities there say a falling highway sign hit a car, killing the driver.
Anybody in your house?
This rescue team in the city of South Pasadena called out for people after several homes caught fire. Florida's governor says emergency crews conducted thousands of rescue missions overnight. Rescues were also underway in rain-soaked Georgia. Crews in Atlanta helped bring a couple, their baby, and 2 dogs to safety.
With this one, the vehicle was traveling in through the water, and the vehicle started to float, and it floated off the roadway. They were able to get out of the vehicle and get on top of the vehicle.
Helene's high winds also knocked out power to an estimated 3 million customers all across the southeast. Farther north in the Carolinas, Helene is causing life-threatening flooding, especially in mountainous areas. Forecasters expect the large system will continue to weaken through the day. Tom Hansen, CBS News, Tallahassee, Florida.
Meantime, the American Red Cross is sending additional help to aid in disaster recovery. In fact, right now, 5 responders from Arkansas and another 18 from Missouri will spend the weekend providing relief to those in need. And in a THV11 traffic alert, there is some backup happening along I-630 in Little Rock during this noon hour. Here is a look at the exit just along South Battery Street. There does appear to be an accident, but as you see, traffic is moving along. If you're heading out soon, be sure to take it easy. It is, of course, the lunch hour and should lighten up after about 1 o'clock. THV11 is your election central. A reminder that time is winding down to register to vote in November's election. As of today, you have 10 days remaining to sign up. And keep in mind, electronic signatures are no longer being accepted for voter registration forms, which means you need to register in person. You can do it at your county clerk's office. The deadline to register to vote in Arkansas is October 7th. If you do need help with finding local clerks and where to get registration forms, we've made that part easy. All you have to do is fill out your phone, text the word VOTE to the number here on your screen, 501-376-1111. We will send you a link. You'll have all election information at your fingertips on demand. Meantime, the campaign trail is heating up again. Natalie Brand keeps you updated with the very latest.
In his latest trip to the United States, Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky met with both presidential candidates stopping by Trump Tower Friday morning.
After November, we have to decide, and we hope that the strength of the United States will be very strong, and we count on it. That's why I decided to meet with both candidates.
Former President Donald Trump has been critical of the war, suggesting this week that Ukraine should have given up some of its territory to Russia to end the more than 2.5-year conflict.
We have a very good relationship, and I also have a very good relationship, as you know, with President Putin. And I think if we win, I think we're going to get it resolved very quickly.
Thursday, standing side by side with Zelensky, Vice President Harris criticized those comments.
These proposals are the same of those of Putin. And let us be clear, they are not proposals for peace. Instead, they are proposals for surrender.
This afternoon, Harris heads to the U.S.-Mexico border in Arizona for her first visit in 3 years, where she plans to call for tougher border security. She has vowed to sign a bipartisan bill that fell apart earlier this year after Trump opposed it.
Donald Trump got word of the bill, realized it was going to fix a problem he wanted to run on, and told him to kill the bill, don't put it up for a vote.
Trump has hammered the vice president for record crossings under the Biden administration last year.
She's done a horrible job, and she'll be out there tomorrow standing probably in front of the wall that I built, trying to say what a wonderful job she did.
The GOP nominee is campaigning in Michigan today with a focus on the economy. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Washington.
Time now 12:07. We're following a series of crime alerts today, starting with a shooting in Conway that happened while most of you were asleep. This afternoon, we're still waiting to find out details on the incident. So far, we know that it happened on 6th Street overnight late around 11:30 p.m. Police are actively investigating, and once we find out what happened, we will pass that along to you and update you on the very latest. We do have an update now on a tragic story. This couple now facing new charges in the death of a second child. The pair is accused of leaving 4 of their children in a hot car at Children's Hospital in July. They went to the hospital to take their 3-year-old child for treatment for what was said to be, quote, urgent medical care. A 2-year-old left in the car died soon after of heat-related illness. And now we have since learned from Jacksonville authorities the 3-year-old has also died. This death may mean additional capital murder charges for the couple. They both remain behind bars at the Pulaski County Jail. The state of Arkansas is continuing its push against the opioid crisis, that fight now being fueled by several rounds of multi-thousand-dollar grants. The state is upping its effort to get people into recovery, focusing on targeting the problem head-on. To do that, our team learned community grants are being sent to several programs across the state. Behind the money is the Arkansas Opioid Recovery Partnership. This week alone, they sent out 7 grants worth $125,000 each.
We knew it was hitting our adults, that population between 25 and 55. But what is 25 and 55? What do they have? Kiddos that are going to school. So how do we best do this? We get the kiddos to start talking in the homes.
Each of these grants lasts at least 5 years. Applications for the next 5-year term will open next March. And from one crisis to what seems like another, Malvern's Animal Shelter is asking for help to help free up some space and potentially save an animal's life. According to the city's mayor, they are down on staff and would have trouble maintaining their overcrowded facility. Right now, they're operating with just 27 kennels, but 37 dogs. It's causing the shelter to have to shut down temporarily, but the mayor remains optimistic.
We're hiring a new animal control supervisor and a new animal control officer. We're going to get through it. I have no doubt. It's like everything else. You work through it and it will all work itself out.
If you would like to help out, it can be through adoption or volunteering your time. And anything you need to know, we have posted on this story on our website, thv11.com. Still ahead, winemakers are being forced to take a new route. Just ahead, we share the reason why and what it means for the industry.
Now, I know the rain and the gloom isn't, the ideal Friday, but at least it feels more like fall today. You can definitely see that difference in temperatures based off of who's looking to see more rain. Middle 70s expected in the capital city. I'll have that 7-day outlook coming up right after this break.